Fence.
And welcome to day 4 of Kamen Rider Week here on my channel. This year we're gonna take a step back here, and instead of doing Kamen Rider O's, we're gonna do Kamen Rider Double. In this case, the Skull Magnum, which first debuted in Kamen Rider Double for Forever A to Z Gaia Memories of Fate. Was it Fate? No, it wasn't Fate. It was the movie war that started Decay that had this in it. That's right, this was in the Decay portion. Now, of course, he did make an appearance in the newest movie, Kamen Rider Movie Tensen Movie War Core, featuring Skull. And apparently, from what I've been hearing, the Skull part was actually pretty good. So anyway, here onto the gun itself. As you can tell, a direct repaint of the Traeger Magnum, which I don't have currently. And the neat thing is, it's on both sides. Now, unlike the Traeger Magnum, where it wasn't painted on one side, which was screen accurate, this is painted on both sides. Now, if you've seen Traeger Magnum reviews, this is going to be pretty much the same thing. But the one difference is, the Traeger Magnum in standby mode before the memory is inserted, is that it's supposed to be like this. The Traeger Magnum, not the Traeger, the Skull Magnum, is meant to be like this all the time. So here we got the gun. There's the speaker. There's the on and off switch right down there. So we're going to have to turn it on. Oh, there it is. This thing's actually kind of loud for a little gun toy. Nice detailing. And of course you can see the clear plastic window that's meant for Gaia memories. Speaking of Gaia memories, here's the one that comes with. The Skull memory. This, of course, is my first DX memory. Really nice. These things actually have a good deal of weight to them. If you won't see the video because it's on the laptop, and the laptop's right there and it's dead. I got these. Actually, no, you saw these before. These are candy toy versions. The difference in between the candy toy versions and the deluxe versions is, well, first of all, if I keep pressing the button. Oh, no, that happens sometimes, but if I keep pressing the button, no matter how many times I press the button, it'll keep saying Skull. The candy toy version, the first button press will will make it say the name. Now, if I don't say it, if I don't hit the button enough time, it'll say the name again. But if I hit it twice, it'll make the henshin noise. Then the maximum drive noise, and then it'll make the maximum drive's exploding noises. Now, of course, we've all seen the trigger, and of course, this has an LED light in it. Now, of course, we've all seen the Trigger Magnum before. These two can interact with each other. Now, the sad part is I don't have a Lost Driver. I missed my chance to buy it, and now I'm kind of regretting it. But I'm not regretting it in the case of I got this. This was the last one off of AMIAMI.com, a website where you can buy Japanese goods for a discount price. I'll put a link down in the description below. But yeah. But the thing is that a lot of people don't know, or a lot of people don't think that this thing can work with regular memories. We'll get to this here in a second. So what we'll do is that we'll get good old Prism here, put them in there. Now, of course, since it doesn't have the little buttons here that this one does to make the standby noise, standby. Since it doesn't have those buttons, it doesn't say the noise. It doesn't say the noise. But what it does, you couldn't hear it because the noises are interlocking, but it did make the henshin noise because the button was held. And that's the standby noise. Standby. Now this does function just like the I gotta back up here for a little bit. Yeah, I'm checking myself. that's the one thing that a lot of reviewers are liking, is that after you get done with it, you have to press this little button right here, and it ejects like a sentence shotgun shell. I quote a couple of reviewers on that one. And I do agree with it. It feels really cool loading and unloading different memories in here. Let's see, because here's my memory. And the neat thing is seeing all the different types of logos to the window. See, you still got the trial one right there. And so for the PS resistance. Now see, you heard that click click. That's supposed to represent the clicking of when you do that. Now if I had the gun on, it would, the noises would overlap. Now one thing I do want to point out is that yes, it does have a light. Most of the time this light reflects in some kind of maximum drive gimmick. But see, as you can tell, there is a thing there for light. So if I were to put this in here, and it would keep doing that until I loaded it and it would stop. It really suffers from that point if it instantly stops and the gun takes over. That would add a lot more playability value if I could just, like, in a belt, I can just put it in the maximum drive slot and hit it by itself. This means this thing's by itself, it's good as a standalone. Like if I don't have a belt, it's good for a standalone thing. Really good detailing on here. Let's see. Now it does have that same track the Trigger Magnum does, where you can hook up the spider, the beetle, and the bat. But I don't have those so far. This and my SH Figure Arts is the only. The SH Figure Arts and these two are the only double toys I have. Trust me, I want more. Double is so far my favorite rider of them all, and I've seen Double, Decayed, Watching O's, Kabuto, Den-O. I'm halfway through Fives, and I'm a third of the way through Blade. Yeah. It's so far that it's so sad that that this show is so popular. I can't get these toys at a good price, especially since I'm now jobless and looking for money. But anyway, nice little gun here, and oh, just God, that silver just really pops on it, doesn't it? I really need to look at that more to find out where. Oh, so that's a good distance away. Because cramming it up there, you're just seeing that. Yeah, you can really see this S in there. That's another thing I really like. It's a really dark, light purplish. Hey, there's a reset button in here. I just not noticed that. Hey, reset button. Right there. Yeah, I really like the. If you guys never seen a guy memory before, the motif of them is that the name, whatever the memory is of, like skull. You'll notice that there's a skull in the fashion of an S on the memory. Also, trial, there's a little speedometer in the shape of a T. And prism, the P is all crystallized. And of course, just like the O's medals, these will give you different attributes. In the show, it depends on what it was. Each memory had a power. In this case, Skull was a melee fighter plus a gun shooter. So he didn't really have a power, more to say he was a melee fighter and a shooter. Anyway, long review done. I really recommend this. If you guys can get it for a cheap price, get it. I got mine at a discount and it was the last one. I'm sorry to say that. But now I'm kind of biting myself in the ass because it's actually cheaper to get this than it is the Trigger Magnum. So I asked several people, which one should I get, the Skull Magnum or the Trigger Magnum? And everybody's like, get the Skull, get the Skull. It's out of production now. I got it for cheap, but then now I'm kicking myself in the butt because the Trigger Magnum bare minimum on eBay, $200. It's like, this gun is not worth $200. That's scalpers right there, and especially how rare it is. Well, anyway, thank you for watching video 1 of day 4. And stay tuned for either day 5, the last day of the, yes, I'm only doing a work week thing here, or what is it, day 5, or look for video part 2. You may never know. Part 2 might surprise you. So take care, and make sure you did you count up your sins for the day?